Very good evening to all of you. Welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha television, where you get a complete roundup of the day's top happenings. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. So let us start the bulletin by taking a look at the COVID-19 situation in our country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held his fifth virtual meeting with the state chief ministers on Monday to discuss the plan post 17th of May, when the third phase of the lockdown ends.
The Prime Minister noted that there is global recognition for India's success in handling the COVID-19 pandemic, while appreciating the efforts made by all state governments in this regard. He pointed out that by now everyone is aware of the geographical spread of the pandemic, including the worst affected areas. The Prime Minister said that economic activities have begun to pick up in several parts of the country, adding that in the coming days the process will further gather steam. He further said that we all must realize that the fight against COVID-19 has to be more focused now. Talking about going forward, the Prime Minister emphasized on the need to reduce the spread and ensuring that all precautions are being taken by people, including social distancing norms by observing 2 Gaj Duri. He urged that follow-up is of paramount importance and must be done to the hilt. The Prime Minister also asked all chief ministers to ensure that rural India remains free from this crisis.
And now let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers in India. The COVID-19 tally in India touched 67,152, with over 44,000 people under active medical supervision and close to 21,000 patients cured. In the last 24 hours, India had over 4,200 new cases and 97 deaths, taking the total figure to 2,206. 1,559 recoveries have been recorded since Sunday, taking the recovery rate to 31.15%.
अब तक 20,917 लोग कोविड-19 से क्योर हो चुके हैं और 44,029 केसेस एक्टिव मेडिकल सुपरविजन में हैं। पिछले 24 घंटे में अगर हम देखें तो पाते हैं कि टोटल केसेस में 4,213 केसेस का इंक्रीज नोट किया गया है, पर साथ में ही 1,559 पेशेंट्स क्योर भी हुए हैं। इस तरीके से हम देखें तो पाते हैं कि हमारा टोटल रिकवरी रेट अब 31.15% हो चुका है।
Let's now take a look at the latest COVID-19 situation across the country.
In some good news, there has been no COVID-19 fatality in the national capital in the last 24 hours. However, 310 persons tested positive, taking the total number of coronavirus cases in Delhi to 7,233. The death toll so far is 73. Meanwhile, the Delhi government has decided to deposit 5,000 rupees into the bank accounts of registered construction workers for the second consecutive month. Uttarakhand too has not reported any new cases of COVID-19 today. The total number of cases in the state stands at 68, including 1 death. Maharashtra remains the worst affected state, with number of cases going beyond 22,000. The state has seen 832 deaths, while 4,199 people have been cured so far. Mumbai has recorded the highest number of cases at 13,564. Meanwhile, the Maharashtra government has decided to bear the travel expenses of the migrant labourers who want to return to their home states. In Gujarat, the case count is 8,194, with 398 new cases in the past 24 hours. 21 people lost their lives during the last 24 hours, taking the total death toll in the state to 493. However, Gujarat has improved its discharge rate from 15.58% to 32.64% during the last 10 days, with 2,545 patients cured and discharged so far. Tamil Nadu has reported 7,204 coronavirus cases so far, with 47 deaths and 1,959 recoveries so far. On Sunday, the state recorded 669 new cases and 3 deaths. The state has announced relaxations from today in non-containment zones, including extension of working hours of standalone shops and allowing private establishments to function with a reduced number of employees. Petrol pumps on state and central highways are now allowed to function 24/7. Andhra Pradesh has reported 38 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Out of the 38 cases, 26 patients have returned from Gujarat. The total number of positive cases in the state is now 2,018. Karnataka has reported 10 new cases of COVID-19, taking the total number of positive cases to 858. 31 people have died and 422 patients have been cured and discharged. In Uttar Pradesh, 184 Shramik special trains brought home 2.26 lakh migrants from other states. The state has seen 107 cases in the past 24 hours. Agra is the worst affected district with 756 cases. So far, the state has reported 3,467 cases with 74 deaths, while 1,653 have been cured. In Rajasthan, 84 fresh cases have been reported in the last 24 hours, taking the total number to 3,898 infected and 108 deaths in the state. Jammu and Kashmir government has also announced some relaxations for opening of standalone shops, allowing them to open from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. as per roster. The state has seen 861 cases with 9 deaths so far.
And now an update on the Vande Bharat mission. The central government has said that so far around 4,000 Indians have been brought back by 23 flights under its biggest repatriation exercise. On day 5 of the Vande Bharat mission on Monday, several flights are scheduled to take off from Washington, London, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain and Dubai to bring stranded Indians home.
As many as 323 Indians returned to Bengaluru from London by a special Air India flight at around 4:40 a.m. on Monday. Upon arrival, all passengers were screened at the Kempegowda International Airport. Later, amid tight security and strict barricading, they were transported in BMTC buses to quarantine facilities identified by the authorities. Meanwhile, an Air India special flight which took off from San Francisco with 225 Indians on board landed in Hyderabad early Monday morning. The evacuation flight AI-1617 from San Francisco in the United States to Hyderabad via Mumbai landed at the Shamshabad International Airport. Another batch of 107 Indians landed in Mumbai from Dhaka at 3:30 p.m. Airport authorities said post-arrival, all the passengers have been sent for quarantine for 14 days at designated centers and also at identified hotels. Other special flights arriving today from across the world include one from Dubai to Kochi, Abu Dhabi to Hyderabad, Kuala Lumpur to Chennai and Bahrain to Kozhikode.
वंदे भारत मिशन के अंतर्गत 10 मई तक 23 फ्लाइट्स द्वारा लगभग 4,000 भारतीय जो विदेशों में फंसे हुए थे वापस भारत आए हैं.
I thank the Consulate of New York for organizing this event to help facilitate us to go back to our home nation.
Coming from Boston all the way to Newark Airport, and I think the arrangement today is pretty well managed. I see them taking temperatures, they're taking as much precautions as they can.
As part of the Samudra Setu program, the second ship of the Indian Navy INS Magar left for Kochi from the Maldives on Monday. The ship carrying 202 Indians is expected to reach Kochi on Tuesday.
I am very grateful to the Indian Navy for its Operation Samudra Setu and sparing INS Jalashwa and INS Magar for this major operation, which means so much to the Indian community members who will soon be getting back to meet their friends and family. We will continue with these operations and try our best to transport as many Indians as possible to India. I must also convey my deep gratitude to the government of Maldives for extending all possible help in conducting these major exercises.
And nearly 2 months after their suspension, the Indian Railways on Monday announced that its passenger train operations will resume from the 12th of May. Passenger services will resume initially with 15 pairs of trains. Run as special trains from New Delhi station, they will reach Dibrugarh, Agartala, Howrah, Patna, Bilaspur, Ranchi, Bhubaneswar, Secunderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, Thiruvananthapuram, Madgaon, Mumbai Central, Ahmedabad and Jammu Tawi. More services and new routes will be added later based on available coaches. The Railways has already reserved 20,000 coaches for COVID-19 care centres. An adequate number of coaches are intended for 300 Shramik special trains that will run daily for stranded migrants. Reservation was open for these 15 trains on Monday, with tickets available only on the IRCTC website. Ticket counters at railway stations are closed and no tickets, including platform tickets, are being issued through them. Only passengers with confirmed tickets can enter railway stations. They have to wear face cover and undergo screening at departure. Only asymptomatic passengers will be allowed to board the trains. And in a major breakthrough, the Indian Council of Medical Research and the National Institute of Virology, Pune, Maharashtra, have developed India's first indigenous COVID-19 antibody test kit. Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Harshvardhan, announced the development in a Twitter message. He said that the human IgG ELISA test kit for antibody detection will play a critical role in surveillance of proportion of population exposed to COVID-19 infection. The cost-effective, sensitive and rapid ELISA test kit can test 90 samples in a single run of 2.5 hours. Its performance has been validated at 2 sites in Mumbai and has been found to have high sensitivity and accuracy. Developed in a month's time, the testing kit would help to study the presence of anti-SARS-CoV-2 IgG antibodies in the Indian population. The technology has been transferred to a pharmaceutical company, Zydus Cadila, to ensure mass production. The development came as the Indian Council of Medical Research cancelled orders for over 500,000 rapid antibody test kits from China after they were found to be delivering inaccurate results.
ELISA based एंटीबॉडी टेस्टिंग किट जो हमारी NIV पुणे ने बनाई है उसको वैलिडेट भी किया है. उसकी अगर डिटेल्स देखें तो उसकी स्पेसिफिसिटी, जिसको कि हम बोलते हैं कि ट्रू नेगेटिव रेट आइडेंटिफिकेशन, कि कितने प्रोपोर्शन में नेगेटिव को उन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई किया है, 97% है. उसकी सेंसिटिविटी 92% है. तो यह किट अब हम इसको प्रोडक्शन में लाते हुए जल्दी ही इसके द्वारा जो हमारा इससे पहले हमने बात की है कि हम एपिडेमियोलॉजिकल इन्वेस्टिगेशन और सर्वेलेंस के लिए इसको इस्तेमाल करना चाहेंगे.
The Arogya Setu app is playing a very crucial role in India's fight against COVID-19. The central government stated this on Monday and reiterated that the data used by the COVID-19 tracker is absolutely safe amid privacy concerns raised over the app. Here are the details. Briefing the media, Chairman of the Empowered Group 9, Ajay Sahani said the Arogya Setu is used only for health interventions while keeping the personal identity of its users safe.
कोई भी यूजर साइन अप करता है तो उसको एक यूनिक रैंडमाइज्ड एनोनिमस डिवाइस आईडी दिया जाता है और उसके बाद उनका नाम इस्तेमाल नहीं किया जाता. शुरू में जो वो इंफॉर्मेशन भरते हैं वो सर्वर में हम लाकर और सुरक्षित रखते हैं उसको, और उसके बाद डिवाइस आईडी को ही इस्तेमाल करते हैं. अगर आपका टेस्ट हो रहा है तो वो 45 दिन सर्वर पर ले जाकर 45 दिन एट अ मैक्सिमम उसको रखा जाता है, उसके बाद मिटा दिया जाता है. जो लोग पॉजिटिव होते हैं उनके लिए क्योर होने के, ठीक हो जाने के 60 दिन उपरांत उस डेटा को भी हटा दिया जाता है.
Sahani said over 13,000 patients have tested positive through the use of the Arogya Setu app. The app also provided information of about 697 potential COVID-19 hotspots and helped to check the spread of the infection to other areas.
हमारे पास में जो ब्लूटूथ कॉन्टैक्ट्स का डेटा आता है, उसके बाद हमारे पास जो सेल्फ असेसमेंट का डेटा आता है, उन लोगों को फ़ोन करके उनसे फिर से रिकन्फर्म करते हैं कि आपको कुछ अभी सिम्टम्स हैं, आपको किस तरह की सर्विसेज की ज़रूरत है, और उसमें कुछ जो ज़रूरी नहीं होता आगे फॉलोअप उसको हम फिल्टर आउट करते हैं, और जो बहुत ज़रूरी केसेस होते हैं जिसमें कि आगे सरकार की तरफ से कुछ मदद मिलनी चाहिए, वो केसेस फिर हेल्थ सिस्टम को और डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स को भेजे जाते हैं. इसको जब हम कंबाइन करके देखते हैं तो पता लगता है कि कुछ ऐसे स्पॉट्स हैं जहां आगे चल के उसके हॉटस्पॉट बनने का अंदेशा है। ये भी इंफॉर्मेशन जब जल्दी से हम दे पाते हैं तो it is possible to take preventive action to prevent it from becoming a hotspot.
9.8 crore smartphone users are using the Arogya Setu app at present. The app is available in 12 languages. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And India observed its 29th National Technology Day on Monday. Use of technology to reboot the national economy was the main theme of the day. National Technology Day was first observed on 11th of May 1999 to commemorate the achievements of Indian scientists and engineers. The day also marks the anniversary of the underground nuclear test in Rajasthan's Pokhran. Greeting citizens on the day, President Ramnath Kovind said, "The day marks a special tribute to the scientific community for their incomparable contribution to make the nation self-reliant." President Kovind said the nation recognizes the importance of science and technology as key instruments in bringing inclusive progress. He also commended the Indian scientists and technologists for their efforts in the global battle against COVID-19. On the occasion, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urged scientists to come up with innovative, low-cost solutions to overcome challenges like the COVID-19 pandemic and improve the lives of common people. Stating that the day marks the anniversary of the 1998 Pokhran nuclear test, the Vice President said, "The nation is proud of our scientists." In his message on National Technology Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi commended the nation's scientists and other people leveraging technology. Calling the Pokhran test a landmark moment in India's history, the Prime Minister said it showed what a strong political leadership can bring about in the country. The Prime Minister said technology is helping many in their efforts to free the world from COVID-19. He thanked people at the forefront of research and innovation in the fight against the coronavirus. The Prime Minister also expressed hope the world will keep harnessing technology to create a healthier planet. And on National Technology Day, the Union Ministry of Science and Technology and Niti Aayog organized a high-level digital conference on rebooting the economy through science, technology and research translations. Union Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Harshvardhan, addressed the event. Calling the novel coronavirus pandemic a blessing in disguise, Dr. Harshvardhan said it will make hygiene norms a new normal for the society. The minister also recalled great technological advancements made by India, especially in the defense sector.
I don't think that ever in the past we could have witnessed participation of thousands of our own scientists in this Technology Day function in such a cool manner. So this is, I think, the new blessing of COVID-19. However, in the present crisis, technology has emerged as a forefront of the battle against COVID-19. As we all navigate through the unprecedented crisis, India's fight against the COVID-19 is moving ahead with great strength and steadfastness. Government of India has very effectively managed and contained the pandemic so far and done exceedingly well in mitigating the impact.
Dr. Harshvardhan also applauded the Ministry of Science and Technology's response to epidemics like COVID in the country, while emphasizing that the response reflects the collaborative spirit of the entire S&T ecosystem. The COVID-19 lockdown has taken a toll on the micro, small and medium enterprises. Indicating that supporting them is a top priority, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises and Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari says government will set up a fund to clear outstanding payments to MSMEs. Here are all the details. In an exclusive interview to Rajya Sabha television, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari said there is a plan to restructure MSME loan accounts. He also said the government will soon revise its definition of small and medium enterprises.
We have resolved the problem of sometimes 36,000 to 40,000 crores But now that is not sufficient. But now in the position, we are not in a position to take any action against anybody because the situation is not permitting us. But this is one of the problems. We are thinking on the line to find out some way out for that.
According to Gadkari, the government is planning to build highways worth 15 lakh crore rupees in the next 2 years. Ensuring liquidity for the highway sector, it has asked the National Highways Authority of India and all other agencies to immediately release due spending against ongoing projects.
We will make our target double. It's a target. It's not my commitment because somewhere in media I should be very cautious about it. It's a target. And we need to create now foreign investment also to take the loan, pension funds, insurance fund, foreign banks funds from different foreign agencies, World Bank, ADB, and we have a potential.
Gadkari also highlighted the need to focus on export enhancement and import substitution with domestic production. He said the industry should focus on innovation, entrepreneurship, science and technology, research skill and experiences to convert knowledge into wealth. This is Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
In some other news, the Supreme Court on Monday ordered that a high-level committee be set up to consider the restoration of 4G internet services in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The committee, headed by the Home Secretary, will include the Secretary, Ministry of Communications and the Chief Secretary of Jammu and Kashmir. The Supreme Court said the committee will look into the circumstances and determine the need to continue restrictions in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. It has to consider the situation district-wise before deciding to lift the restrictions. Hearing a batch of appeals seeking restoration of 4G internet services in J&K, the Supreme Court bench said that while it recognizes there is a crisis, it needs to ensure a balance between national security and human rights. And now the global update. Britain joined other Western nations on Monday in gradually easing its lockdown restrictions and allowing limited social and economic activities.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Sunday announced a three-step plan to restart the economy in the coming weeks. The first step will allow construction and manufacturing sector workers to return to work. From Wednesday, people will be allowed to take part in unlimited outdoor exercise. Shops and primary schools are to reopen in June, while the hospitality industry and other public places will be permitted to function in July.
Work from home if you can, but you should go to work if you can't work from home. And from this Wednesday, we want to encourage people to take more and even unlimited amounts of outdoor exercise. You can sit in the sun in your local park, you can drive to other destinations, you can even play sports, only with members of your own household.
France also started easing lockdown restrictions on Monday. A few industries have resumed operations. Shops and hair salons have been allowed to function even as shopping malls, restaurants and cafes are closed. 11th of May to the 2nd of June is the first phase of relaxation in France. Spain will enter its second phase of lockdown relaxation. Residents can now gather in groups of 10 at home or outside. Outdoor cafe and terraces will open at 50% capacity, while shops can now operate without appointment with limited capacity. Spanish soccer clubs have also resumed training. Italy has relaxed restrictions on production and social activities since 4th of May. Companies in manufacturing, construction and wholesale sectors have resumed work. Denmark, Germany and other European countries have also started easing their lockdown measures. On Monday, Sri Lanka started to ease lockdown restrictions. Businesses, public transportation and government departments have resumed work. However, both private and government offices have been allowed to work with limited capacity. In China, the Shanghai Disneyland Park reopened to visitors with limited capacity on Monday. Visitors are only allowed with online tickets booked in advance. Wearing masks, temperature checks, health certificates and ID cards are mandatory to enter the park. Globally, COVID-19 deaths have now crossed 284,100, while over 4.1 million cases have been reported from across the world. Among countries, the US, with 80,787, the UK at 31,855 and Italy at 30,560 deaths have the highest number of fatalities.
And time now to wrap up this news bulletin. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time with all the day's top stories. See you then. Bye-bye. Good night.